Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel Software Engineer K, and we have a very big one today. So we've received some huge news with regards to regulations, which is going to be hugely bullish for OMI. We are starting to finally see what I describe as the crypto purge. We also had some updates from Comic-Con, which I'm going to be touching on, specifically Marvel's partnership with VeVe, just how much coverage they got with that. We do have the upcoming House of M drop as well tomorrow. And lastly, just going to be touching quickly on the price of OMI for today. So firstly, this was extremely bullish news for me. Obviously not bullish if you're holders of these tokens, but the SEC finally they're starting to go after a lot of these crypto projects. So they just called out 9 more, which they're branding as securities, as well as the fact that some of these that within Coinbase there have been cases of insider trading as well. One person from Coinbase, I believe, was tipping off his brother and uncle about what tokens were going to be listed before they were publicly listed, and this sparked an investigation. And as they looked into more of these tokens, they decided that some of these tokens would be classified as possibly securities, and some of these are projects that people I know have held. Rally is one, Power as well. So what does this mean? If an exchange is listing a security, that exchange is now liable to pay a fine, be audited, investigated, etc. So rather than take that risk, I believe exchanges are now finally going to start, properly vetting projects through, certain criteria, which is probably going to be adapted from what the SEC is also using to determine if a token is a security or not. And I believe they're also going to apply this retroactively, so they're going to look at which tokens they currently have listed and which ones are at a risk of being classified as a security, because if they're trading that token and the SEC then determines that's a security, then that exchange is also going to be liable. So what this means is a lot of tokens that have been kind of operating in grey areas because they weren't sure, they didn't care, whatever the reason, they're probably going to get delisted, and then this is going to spark another debate of people saying, oh, centralized exchanges, all they do is delist tokens, decentralized exchanges are better, which, to be honest, a lot of dexes they're not very good anyway. And whenever people talk about huge exchange listings, they always talk about the same ones: Coinbase, Binance, for example. All of these are centralized, and so that's extremely bullish for OMI, because I've been saying multiple times that OMI has been very careful. They've been operating as compliantly as possible. OMI is one of the last tokens I would expect to ever kind of get into issues with the SEC as far as security classifications go. It was probably one of the main reasons why I bought so much OMI, is because I felt at ease that it wouldn't be, I would wake up and it's dropped 99% because the SEC decided to call it a security, file a lawsuit against it, just like they did with, XRP. I was holding a lot of XRP at the time, and I kind of went through that. So again, that's extremely bullish for OMI, and SEC, they've been kind of saying this for a while, since 2018, that was 4 years ago. They was, saying that a lot of the exchanges are a mess. You're not protected with these exchanges. If they have these tokens, if there's an issue with, let's say, an order, limit order, they don't fulfill it, or they decide to fulfill only the orders of large insider investors, that kind of thing. Like, it's completely unregulated. It is a mess. It needs regulation. And a lot of these tokens listed on there, they are too, it's hard to tell for an investor if they're rug pulls or not. The exchanges should be doing something at least to kind of list tokens that are at least as compliant as they need to be to protect a lot of these investors. And decentralized exchanges can list whatever nonsense you want on there. Like, they're not there to protect investors. They're to let people do whatever it is that they want to do. There are pros and cons to that, but again, I prefer operating on large mass adopted platforms like Binance, for example, and I would prefer to kind of have a lot of this noise in the background kind of cut out with a lot of these nonsense projects. But yeah, OMI, I believe, is going to survive, and that's going to be hugely bullish for OMI once a lot of this a lot of the clutter is removed from this crypto space. And on that point, OMI again is the token behind VeVe, and VeVe has been performing very, very well as of recently. Since they clamped down on the KYC issue, so now people KYC, they can cash out. A lot of people are using the web app. We can see that the money has really started to flow back into the app again. We had 2 consecutive days where we did over $1 million of in-app purchases, and the last time we did consecutive $1 million, if we go back, we did have like Darth Vader drop, so we did over $1 million there, but that was a consecutive. So last time we did consecutive 1 million drop days, let's see. So the last time we consecutively did over $1 million in the app was back in January. Oh no, back in March actually. Yeah, so we actually had a few days in March. So it has been a while. So since March we're finally starting to pick up again, and I believe this will continue because now this is a lot more organic, a lot more natural. We don't have the issue of laundered gems and whatnot. So this to me is very, very bullish. Now, what I did also want to touch on is Marvel. So Marvel, they are at San Diego Comic-Con as a part of VeVe, and I just want to touch on like a few points. So we'll just share this clip first.
Justin Warner here with Alex from VeVe. Now, I know all about VeVe, but if someone doesn't know, what is VeVe and why is VeVe here?
VeVe is here because we are the official premium licensed digital collectible NFT partner.
Okay, so that was a bit of a mouthful there, Alex, but like as he said, premium licensed digital collectible NFTs. So people always talk about, they never include the word NFTs when they talk about their stuff. Like, there you go, he said it right there. Also on the screen, it did actually say, digital collectibles, NFTs on the Marvel booth. So, they are advertising as NFTs. I know in the social medias, they use the term digital collectibles. That's just, what the mass market kind of relates to more. But as far as, this goes, they are using the term NFTs because they are NFTs. A lot of people are saying they don't use the word NFTs because they're not really NFTs. Like, that's nonsense. It's just more of a marketing thing. Most people know, most people don't know what NFTs are, but they understand digital collectibles, so it's just easier to relate to. So yeah, again, watch this clip on the Marvels. Marvel did tweet this out, and they have over 15 million followers. So again, this has sparked a lot of positive sentiment in the market. So expect to see a bit more bullish movement in the market, more money flowing into the app. But I believe this is probably going to be a bit short-lived, just because this is all to do with Comic-Con hype. I believe, however, in the next coming weeks and months that we are going to see that natural organic progression anyway. So I wouldn't be too worried. Next quarter they are talking about implementing the early stages of the MCP as well as the OUP. Those are the kind of huge catalysts that will really send a lot of these NFTs to all-time highs and surpassing those all-time highs. So yeah, as we said, tomorrow is the House of M drop. Now this comic in real life is not a crazy valuable comic. 9.6 you can get for like around $300, I think that is. But it is only 10,000 editions, so it is going to be quite a difficult one to get, and it's a Comic-Con one as well, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's nothing too special in terms of the physical, but it's one that I think is worth getting at least one of, just to like for the master collector points, and just say you own House of M #1. And then after that we have the Tesseract, which I think I'm not going to go for it on the drop because it's 30 gems, 8,000 editions. I feel like this is probably the one that's going to like barely go at retail. Silver Surfer, I am actually going to go for that one. That one seems to be, it's FA Silver Surfer, pretty cool looking collectible, so definitely a nice one to go for. Now lastly, what I want to touch on is just the price of them for today. So as we said earlier, we wanted to break out of that upper bound region of the descending channel and hold above this point of resistance. And that is exactly what we've been doing for the past few days. Like, we broke above on the 14th of July, so that was about a week ago. And, we kind of like traded along this trend line. And then on the 18th, we broke above. And for the the past 3 days, we've been holding above this point of resistance. And we are just trading kind of still in an uptrend, actually. And I believe if we can hold around this 0.8 region, then we can go straight to 0.28. That is also a possibility. I ideally don't want that to happen because I want to be accumulating more around about this lower range, which is also possible. So remember, next week is the Fed meeting. We are expecting some bearish news, and also You know, a lot of this rally was driven by the price of ETH, and ETH, we believe, is also having a bit of a relief rally itself, because you know, there is the possibility that what we're currently seeing is a gamma squeeze. For those who don't know, you know, have a look at what a gamma squeeze is. But again, you know, that's that could be a bit of a, you know, contributing to a bit of a bull trap. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens next week. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to go through with you guys today. Thanks so much for watching. Please do like, subscribe, support the content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.